Hey, kids, you're listening to a couple of annoyed grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares.
That's right, it's the Simpsons podcast that discusses the American animated sitcom The Simpsons, but not from seasons 1 and 10. Why not those seasons? Well, we feel that there's many podcasts out there that discuss those classic Golden Age Simpsons. No, we're here to discuss 11 and beyond, the ones that no one really talks about, except for us. That's right, the number one podcast hosted by annoyed grunt boys. That's about the Simpsons from season 11 beyond on the internet. I think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm half an annoyed grunt boy, Craig, and with me on this journey is...
your other half annoyed grunt boy, Steve. Hey, Craig, what's doing?
You know, usually I don't like to talk about the Simpsons in this intro.
It's true.
But I gotta say, the most recent episode, which we haven't reviewed yet, I almost want to review it, but it's just came out as a record time on the 15th of November. What was it called? Podcast News or something?
But Mommy wanted it.
I know Mommy wanted it. And, you mentioned calling an audible and recording that episode, or reviewing that episode, rather. We didn't. I watched it, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's, if you're fans of podcasting, there was just so many podcast references. It was very delightful. Hopefully, we're not showing our cards when we eventually reviewed this episode, probably years from now, but who knows. One of my favorite gags, though, I don't know if it's ever happened on The Simpsons. So, Yeardley Smith, who voices Lisa Simpsons on the show?
Yeah.
So she has a podcast called Small Town Dicks, which is a true crime podcast. If you lump those into the category. So in the episode, Lisa and Marge are obsessed with true crime podcasts. And I was just watching the episode, I'm like, oh, please, I hope they make a Small Town Dicks reference. And one of the funniest gags was actually Yeardley Smith coming in and be like, hi, I'm Yeardley Smith from the podcast Small Town Dicks and nothing else. But has there ever been, has Dan Castellaneta or played themselves on the show? I think she's the first to do that.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's so much fun to see. I guess the closest that we ever got was seeing Harry Shearer playing
Derek Smalls from Spinal Tap.
Exactly. But aside from that, yeah, no other Simpsons characters have played themselves. So
you had Matt Groening, or is it Groening, playing himself on an episode. But anyways, it was just a delightful fun. So if you guys, I know if you're listening to this and we're watching episodes at random from 11 Beyond, do yourself a favor. If you're fans of podcasts, check out the most recent episode of The Simpsons. It was great.
Yeah, aside from the great true crime stuff, which if you or someone you love enjoys true crime podcast, you'll get a lot of the jokes. There's also some nice Easter eggs, like appearance by some other, we could say half annoyed grunt boys. And also comedian Christine Nagel's performance is just perfect. She should win an award for her performance alone.
There's one of the things in podcasts, and I've probably done it before too, but the vocal fry gets really annoying. And she does
talking about?
She does a great vocal fry. I don't watch The Bachelor, but I know a lot of the Bachelorettes will be in vocal fry mode.
Yeah. A couple years back, Laura and I both had Monday nights off together.
Who's Laura?
Oh, she's my wife.
Thanks, Borat.
My wife, and also co-host of the Glow and Tell podcast.
Don't forget Let's Eat podcast.
Yeah, we can forget Let's Eat podcast. It's fine. It's just a weird climate to make food in.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Takeout's easier. But we would watch a lot of The Bachelor or Bachelorette. And yeah, everyone on that show is awful, but a lot of vocal fry and a lot of 24-year-olds who look 37.
Wasn't the new Bachelor at our age, like 39?
Yeah, and that was controversial because,
she's an old maid, Steve.
Exactly.
Hope she doesn't have any gray hair.
Gray hair, you say?
I do say.
Well, that's a nice little segue that you say of the episode that we're talking about today.
Okay.
The blue and the gray.
Boy, you sure are.
A-okay.
There we go.
I just wanted to sway.
Okay. No more rhymes now. I mean it.
Let us pray.
You're supposed to say anybody want a peanut.
Oh, yeah. Well, Craig, that episode happened to air on February 13th, 2011.
Valentine's Day?
That sounds like Valentine's Day. Yes, it does.
Oh.
And what was the number one movie of that day or that week?
We'll just go with it, Steve.
Okay, so what was the number one movie of that week?
Just go with it.
I'm very happy to, but I just need to know what the movie that was the top of the box office at the time.
Just go with it.
Happy to.
All right, dumb Abbott Costello routine is Steve. Who's on first?
What?
No, he's on like fourth. Wait, there's no fourth. So just go with it. Jennifer Aniston, Adam Sandler rom-com. Steve, I really don't remember this movie. I don't think I saw this one.
Neither did I. I just know there was a movie that those two made together that was straight to Netflix where they go on a boat trip and there's a murder mystery.
Yeah. So here's the thing with like the Sandler films.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go to a theater to watch them because they're not good.
Sure.
But since he made that deal with Netflix a few years ago and all of his movies are just released on Netflix, I'll actually watch them because they're on Netflix and I don't have to leave my house and pay money to see them in a theater.
That's fair.
You know, the Wrong Missy was Adam Sandler produced film, and that was great.
I love that movie a lot.
So good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I remember that his first one was like the Hateful Eight parody. I forget what it was called.
No, not the Sinister Six. That's Spider-Man.
Yeah. Although, could you see he's going to be doing the Sinister Six movie? I kind of want to see that now.
I'm Dr. Octopus.
We'll get Nick Swarsden will be in it. Kevin Nealon and what's his name?
Kevin James as Dr.
Kevin James. I don't know if I want. Oh, this is a different podcast. Let's cast the Sinister Six Adam Sandler film. Who would he be? He'd want to be like one of the. He'd be like the Green Goblin.
I think so. Yeah.
He'd take that. Yeah, I guess maybe you're right. Kevin James would be Doc Ock. Who would be the who he uses what's his name all the time?
Rob Schneider would be Craven the Hunter.
Okay.
Just because I think he could play him well.
Yeah.
And then we have Mysterio, who could be literally anybody.
Maybe that would be Kevin Nealon.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the cast of just go with it and like, wait, I know there's more that he uses in his films. Anyways, okay. Well, yeah, just go with it. Yeah, it probably was a crappy romantic comedy. How about our number one song of the week, Steve?
Well, Craig, the number one song that week on the Billboard Hot 100 was Grenade by Bruno Mars.
Well, Steve, I think we've had Grenade before, maybe?
I think we may have, yes.
So I type in on the YouTube Grenade Kids Bop, and there wasn't one.
Aww.
But there was this thing called Grenade Primary School Edition Parody. And the description says, Primary School Edition may not be as extreme as Bruno Mars' iconic original, but the message is clear. Having your heart broken hurts no matter what age you may be.
So true.
Yeah, so we watched this video together, and we got to say, it's one of the funniest things we've seen, because it's primary school, or I guess this video was produced in England land, because the kids are very British. We won't play the whole thing, but we'll play a little bit here.
I will say, though, that I do recommend you looking it up, because it's funny, because at first it was funny, and like, this is weird, but then I was like, it's not bad. Like, the production value is good, and it's interesting.
And it's funny because the kid that's the singer looks like Bart Simpson if he was human.
That's very true.
All right, let's take a listen real quick.
Easy come, easy go. That's just how you live. Oh, take it all, but you never give. Should have known you was trouble from the first kiss. Had your eyes wide open. What were they open?
How did you know they were open?
Never mind. I gave you all my lunch and you tossed it in the trash. You tossed it in the trash.
She's got a Doctor Who lunchbox.
I promised
So we know
you
it's
it all
definitely
when we were playing down
She didn't
below.
open it, though.
What you don't
Open it.
understand is I'd roll up your page for ya. I would finish your maze for ya.
And they're clearly still like elementary school kids.
Record a serenade for ya.
She's just not having it, man.
No.
Would go through the whole grade.
And there's a weird, like,
Holding hands
dancing
every
with the girls.
day.
Like, is this the precursor to the hit Netflix film
Then
Cupids?
you held hands to Jake. If I fell off the
It's,
Ooh, it kicks
my favorite part is he falls off some monkey bars. Kids kick dirt in his face. I love it.
Yeah.
And then we watch to the end, spoilers. It looks like he's gonna like jump in front of a train and kill himself. He doesn't, but the way they end it, it looks like he does.
I don't know, like, if they made a music video for Grenade, like Bruno Mars proper.
Well, yeah.
I can assure you that it's not as good as that.
All right. Well, let's. What's it? What are we watching?
So we're watching
Not little kids singing a song. Hopefully,
No, we're watching The Blue and the Gray, and so in it, after finding her first gray hair, Marge decides to embrace middle age. Meanwhile, Homer spices up Moe's love life by becoming his official wingman.
All right, that sounds interesting. Let's watch it.
Alrighty, you know who my favorite wingman is?
Val Kilmer in Top Gun.
I was going to say Paul McCartney, but sure.
Oh, that makes more sense. My favorite wingman is I'm sure we will make enough wingman jokes in this episode, Steve. We'll
Probably.
think about some. Okay.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
said you'd go out with me, baby. Then you hold hands with Jake.
And we're back. Today we're talking about The Blue and the Gray, the 13th episode of the 22nd season. It originally aired on February 13th, 2011. It is episode 477 in the show's run. Your nerd code is NABF06. It was written by Rob Lezebnik, directed by Bob Anderson, and your showrunner is Al Jean.
Rob Lezebnik. I feel like we just reviewed an episode that he wrote. And we kind of
Yeah.
did. Was it The Kids Are All Fight?
That's right.
A few episodes ago. I think we also did one of the Baby You Can't Drive My Car. I think that was
Oh,
like
yeah.
our third episode. Which
Yeah, way back when.
Yeah. I don't want to go to there again.
No.
Not the episode. The episode was good. I don't want to hear our old podcast, like the way we started.
Yeah, but speaking of early episodes and us being bad and the episode being bad, this is just 2 episodes away from the dreaded Scorpion's Tail.
Ooh. Well, he didn't write that,
No.
but he might have been in the room.
Yeah, it's true.
But it was, yeah, he went to Harvard.
Ooh,
That's a first for a Simpsons writer, I believe.
that's right.
But yeah, how about other shows like The Ellen Show or Empty Nest, Monk, The War at Home?
Hmm.
How about
He was-
them?
They're, well, one's bad, one's okay, one's
And the other one's
good.
just all right.
That's right.
All right, well, let's get on with this.
Some trivia. First of all, the episode is a reference to the song "The Blue and the Gray." Also, Rob Lezebnik was nominated for a Writers Guild of America Award for Outstanding Writing in Animation at the 64th Writers Guild of America Awards for his script for this episode.
Did he win?
I do not believe that he did.
No, it was probably like what, Family Guy.
I would assume.
Does Family Guy actually won an Emmy?
Probably. I don't know.
I'm not gonna look it up. That's your job, audience.
Family Guy has won Outstanding Voiceover Performance, nominated for voiceover, all Seth MacFarlane, and then
I think he's
nominated,
the one who does the voices on the show.
right, and then nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series in 2009 and 2008. Looks like winning neither time. So no, they won one Emmy for Seth MacFarlane in 2000 for his voice. So he's a lot of fun.
Hold on, I'm here. So it was actually Joel H. Cohen
Oh,
for Homer the Father for The Simpsons. So The Simpsons still won, but the other Simpsons episodes that were nominated that year, besides The Blue and the Gray, was Donnie Fatso, which I think we already reviewed that one, didn't we?
we did.
And then there was a Ben 10 episode, Moonstruck,
Huh.
and Silence of the Clamps, a Futurama episode.
Interesting.
So there we go. Simpsons still won. Take that, Ben 10.
Yeah, with your action and whatever thing that happened. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, so we have a title screen gag, and Pie Man and the Cupcake Kid, with their secret identities being Homer and Bart, respectively, fly across the screen.
Who's Cupcake Kid?
Bart.
I know it's Bart, but like, was that in the episode with Pie Man?
I think it might have been the return of Pie Man.
There was 2?
I think there were, yeah.
Wow. I don't remember those episodes, really.
I barely do either. I could be wrong. I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass.
That was gross. Stop it.
Sorry, it's itchy.
Well, we have a billboard gag, Steve.
Ooh.
Springfield Diner Theater presents Dr. Hibbert and Miss Skinner's Butcher Driving Miss Daisy, with a good doctor, not that one, looking in his rear view mirror at a Lamb of God Skinner herself.
Interesting. I think that, they'd probably do okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever actually seen Driving Miss Daisy. I know it's basically like he's black and she's old and they become friends. Is that it?
Yeah, I never saw it either. I have seen the Quantum Leap version of that show, of that movie, like many times. So I figure that's the same thing. I figure Morgan Freeman is a time traveler and has to save her from getting hit by a train, and then he leaps out.
That tracks.
Isn't Dan Aykroyd in that movie?
I do believe he is. He's just like selling vodka and talking about.
Some people say he looks
aliens.
like Homer Simpson.
Some people say I look like Dan Aykroyd.
We do have a chalkboard gag, and it says, I will not make fun of a Cupid's dink.
That means that we have a Valentine's Day episode, but also
I know,
dink.
but yeah, funny term for penis. But like, what's to make fun of? Like, Cupid's got a huge hog. I mean, compared to mine, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's almost a full inch. It's impressive.
Aren't most like depictions of Cupid like he doesn't have a dong?
Do you really want me to Google Cupid penis? Why doesn't Etsy shop show up first?
Yeah, mine's on Pinterest here and a Facebook group and
from shopcupids.com, their line of penis pumps.
oh boy. Well, we don't have to continue with the PNP talk, Steve. Do we have a couch gag?
We sure do.
Steve, stop looking at Cupid's dink.
Homer trips breaking a bone. The camera pans to show Lenny, Carl, Moe, and Barney as a basketball team in warm-up gear, with Burns playing the role of coach. Monty selects Barney to sub for Homer on the couch, who was taken away on a gurney. He gives his replacement a thumbs up, and then there we go.
I really enjoyed that couch gag. It was one of the few that I've seen lately that I did an LOL.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh. Well, Steve, our episode proper begins, and it's everyone's favorite holiday, Valentine's Day. Yeah, well, all of Springfield is in a romantic mood with the lard lad holding a large heart that reads, I love you.
Aww.
We got police replacing their traditional red and blue signs for pink hearts. And then we got the crazy cat lady. She's getting the spirit of love. And she meets crazy dog man.
Oh.
Yeah, he starts flinging some canines and speaks gibberish, much like his feline counterpart. And she lures him with her pussy. Cat, that is, Steve, which he gladly snatches. So he's like Donald Trump. Thanks to grab him by the pussy, right?
There you go.
So they take each other's hands and they share a longing glance while their pets fight like, well, cats and dogs. Mass hysteria, Steve.
Yeah, it's crazy. Meanwhile, at Moe's, we see that Lenny and Carl are celebrating their usual routine of dating each other's sisters, because what could be better than having your best friend's face on a girl body? Right, Craig? Right, Craig? All right, let's move on from there.
So what did you think of...
I was going to say, who would you rather bone? I got to go girl Carl.
Yeah, she's got all of the curves in the right places, Steve.
It's true. Yeah.
God. So for this podcast has turned us into people talking about which cartoon character they would bang. Something that we would make fun of people for having this discussion.
We were talking before about how bad we used to be. This is what we're proud of now.
Let's just hope we don't ever review cartoons with characters that are animals. And we're like, that Babs Bunny sure is hot.
Yeah. I think Lionel's got a big hog. Not as big as Panthro, for sure.
What do you think Orko's hiding under that dress of his?
He's got an adapter. He's working with both. Meanwhile, inside
wait, does
the
that
bar,
mean that, like, does Lenny and Carl, like, they're obviously going to have intercourse with each other's sister?
Presumably, yeah.
Do you think they all do it in the same room?
That's weird. Do you really want to be in the same room as your sister?
No, and especially not now. She might be like a ghost. Because, you think Lenny and Carl are into each other, right?
Right.
I just imagine that they're doing it doggy style, and then just Lenny and Carl looking at each other in the eyes.
Like, that's not that weird to me. Like, them in the same room while they're boning somebody. Isn't that weird? But it's just weird that they're with their sister.
Right.
while they're doing it. That's what's weird to me.
Well, you know what? They should have just kept with that storyline in for this episode. I would watch that episode.
So inside the bar, Mo praises the holiday as it gives him an opportunity to make crappy cocktails and charge extras such as Cupid's Ambrosia, which is made up of a drop of Jägermeister, some pink lemonade, and some strawberry chapstick. And as Homer astutely points out, all Mo needs is some customers.
So from time to time on the podcast, when there's like food or beverages presented, I like to mix it up or bake it up for Steve.
Mhm.
You're the usual bartender, but I made this drink for you. I made the Cupids Ambrosia here. So let me just, here's the drop of Jägermeister, pink lemonade, and strawberry chapstick. Let me get that off. I shook it up for you, Steve.
Oh, I thought the Predator was coming.
That too. Yeah, here you go.
All right, let's take a sip. I don't know why you put it in a can. Huh, honestly, not horrible. The strawberry and the pink lemonade play well together, and the Jägermeister offers like a little bit of bite. I'm a fan. And my lips, smooth as silk.
All right. Good job, Mo.
It really doesn't sound like that disgusting. I mean, I know the Jägermeister is divisive, but
Yeah.
assuming that the chapstick is fresh, I'm into it.
It looked gross, Mo making it, because it just turned to gray.
Yeah.
But, well, with that being said, Homer's off to go see his wife, Marge, presumably to have adult relations.
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah. So he leaves the tavern, but he's concerned that his friend Mo, he might be a little lonely.
Do you have plans for tonight?
What are you, crazy? Of course I do. Got a hot date. Come on, scram so I can get ready. I'm telling you, I'm fine. I've never been happier. See? That's a smile, right? Showing teeth, eyes all crinkly. Hey, stop opening doors!
Coming up next on World of War, Hitler and Eva Braun, crazy in love.
Even you let me down, Hitler.
Hey you! Spending Valentine's Day by yourself?
Huzzah!
If you're watching this alone, your love life is like Sister Act 3. No whoopee.
I knew my love life was like that movie somehow.
Well, I'm gonna tell you my secrets right now.
If right now means tomorrow night at my seminar at the Springfield Airport Motor Lodge. So, if you're ready to turn from couch potato to sex tornado, come and see me, Dr. Kissingher.
Steve, there's no Sister Act 3. I had to Google that.
No.
But it was a great joke nonetheless.
Yeah, I like Mo's reaction. Like, I knew that movie was like me somehow.
I love Dr. Kissingher. It just reminds me of I don't know, some of the old classic shyster characters that from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say shyster, or is that?
I think it might be a little problematic, actually.
Oh, sorry.
I also really liked, and even Hitler let me down.
I think it was one of my favorite lines.
And the visuals of the couch potato and the sex tornado are also a lot of fun.
Very funny. We're off to a start, Steve.
We are off to a start. Mo decides to attend the seminar because he's got nothing to lose. And after all, they say that for every man somewhere on Earth, there's one woman. We then pan out to the Earth and zoom in somewhere far away to northwestern Italy, where we see the female version of Mo look wistfully into the sky as if she heard Mo, and then she steps on a chair, puts a noose around her neck, and lets the sweet release of death take her away from the pain that is existence.
Well, we don't really see her hang herself.
That's true.
She just actually kind of looks at the camera like, I guess I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be like kind of dark if they just like showed it.
And as I watched it, and I know the darkness in your soul, you're like, I think I want that tattooed on me.
Yeah. Maybe it'd be different to make it a flip book.
God. Anyways, the next morning at the Simpsons household, which is, I think, 742 Evergreen Terrace, Steve.
I think you're right.
Marge and Homer awake from a long night of lots of banging, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's clothes everywhere. But they find out that there's 5 minutes left to get the kids to the school. But Homer exclaims that he's never going to drive his kids to school as he tries to get up but finds he's tied to the bedpost with a double snuggler's hitch.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's unable to loosen the knot, so he decides to chew his leg off, which leads him to say ow several times, then enjoying a little taste of his limb. Yeah, and then he comments that it'll only take 127 more hours, which of course is a reference to that. It was a book first and then a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, with James Franco.
Dave's brother.
Yeah, Dave's brother. Allison Bree's brother-in-law.
Ah, yes, that's the one.
James Franco hasn't been canceled yet, even though there's been lots of allegations against him, right?
Yeah, it's long overdue, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I do enjoy his work, but if you're a Predator, except for 1 and 2,
Right.
then, I won't watch you.
That's fair. So Marge easily unties the tie and heads to the bathroom. Looking in the mirror, she makes a discovery that shocks her. It's her first gray hair. Homer tries to comfort her.
My first gray hair?
Oh, Marge, don't worry. A lot of movie stars have gray hair, like all those women we loved in the 80s. Mwah.
Homie, you always mean to say the nicest things.
Well, it's not easy with you talking all the time.
I shouldn't be laughing at that joke.
It's funny, though.
Not easy with you talking all the time. Gray hair, Steve. I no care.
I don't either.
I mean, I've had gray hair for a few years now, just like here and there, but...
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have any gray hair, because I don't have any hair.
Yeah.
I mean, pubes are still jet black.
Which is weird because you were like a blonde.
Yeah.
Oh, but you do dye. You do.
Yeah, I've been dyeing them
your
since I was 9. Yeah. But Laura every now and then will have gray hair. I don't care.
So, anyways, at the Springfield Airport Motor Lodge, because your airline won't pay for anything better, Mo enters the seminar where, as he puts it, you learn to pick up free escorts. And he's surrounded by the dregs of Springfield's single scene. We got Disco Stew, Sea Captain McAllister, we got Comic Book Guy, and even Super Nintendo Chalmers in a disguise. Set next to our favorite principal.
And a little trivia before we play that clip, there are 2 Disco Stews in the audience. So I hope somebody...
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Unless they're twins?
Oh.
Maybe there's...
Disco Stew has a disco too.
What if he's more into what was the so disco in the 70s? Was there any thing that a dance craze?
Electric Slide Clyde.
I was say rock and roll was the only other counterbalance.
Yeah, funky
punk stew. Well, it would be stew.
Yeah,
punk stew. Roo-poo. Punk poo.
Punk poo. Yeah.
Oh, here's the clip.
Well, we're not learning how to fold cloth napkins.
Well, I got excited for nothing.
Gentlemen, prepare for the potentate of the potent date, the know-it-all of the protocol of the booty call, Dr. Kissingher. Once, we were single-celled organisms who could replicate whenever we wanted.
We were men back then!
But today, we need more help. Who's first? You, the guy who's been here since 3 this afternoon.
It's hard to meet girls when you're paid in chickens.
Okay, I'm a sexy girl, and research shows that my decision to sleep with you happens in the first 6.5 seconds. Go!
My name's Willie, and all I do is get drunk and kill squirrels with my shovel.
Okay, now I'll translate that into romance language. Hi, I'm William. I'm a connoisseur of fine spirits, and I love animals to death.
Do me next! Do me next!
Yeah! A monster! Save me!
All right, Steve, let's see if you have the powers of Kissingher here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do one here. Hi, I'm Craig, and I host a Simpsons podcast that's fourth rate with my friend, and I really enjoy comic book movies. Go.
My name is Craig. I like to do charity work to entertain the invalids.
Jesus.
And
you're just calling her audience invalids.
And I enjoy criticizing bad movies.
I think mine sounded better.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'll do you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Steve. I like coffee and Spider-Man, and I like this podcast that I host.
Hi, I'm Steve. I enjoy well-crafted beverages from all over the world. I like to study arachnids to keep you safe. And I enjoy listening to the 130 Simpsons podcast on Anchor.fm.
That sounds sexy to me.
Back to the show, Steve.
Alrighty. I do like the kind of men's rights activist thing where Barney is like, yeah, that's when we were men.
When we're single cell organisms.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, they're just cheering. That's great.
Yeah.
What was the flyer that Flanders got? What he assumed that they were folding?
Folding napkins?
Like, where did he? I don't know.
Maybe it talked about like performing well in the bedroom, and
Oh, there you go.
it was like, oh, performing well in the bedroom, like folding sheets, maybe some cloth and napkins too.
I mean, that's where I fold my clothing and stuff is in the bedroom.
Yeah, me too.
Makes sense.
I realized that when I fold towels, I've never folded the same towel the same way
No,
ever.
Trust me, I don't do the same. Yeah.
Okay, it makes me feel better because Laura laughs at me the way I fold towels, and I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't either. Like, you think you're doing it right.
Yeah, like I get kind of a square.
Like, who folds sheets correctly too?
Yeah.
Like, especially the fitted sheet. You can't fold that. You just have to roll it into a ball and throw it.
Yeah, it's going to be a ball.
Yeah, I'm the worst at folding.
Yeah.
That's why I hang all my clothes.
Yeah, when Marie Kondo was a thing like 80 years ago, I watched that show with Laura, and I learned how to fold a T-shirt. And so my T-shirts are good. But other than that, yeah, I'm a mess.
In more ways than one.
It's true. Emotionally. Anyway.
Physically.
Oh, yeah, that's true. If there's a way to be a mess, it.
Yay.
Yay.
I'd like to come.
Sorry, boy. Maybe later. The supposed ladies' man then apologizes for his unprofessionalism. Mo introduces himself and explains that as a kid, he had roundworm. In fact, for a couple years, he was more worm than boy. He then goes on to say that he dabbed in Satanism until he was kicked out. And for 1 month, he ate nothing but aquarium fish. The hookup artist then tells Mo that there's only one technique that'll help him.
Your only hope is to use a wingman.
What's a wingman?
A wingman is a friend.
Whoa. Now I gotta find a friend?
You need someone who's secretly on your side, making you look good to women. But he can't be more handsome or appealing than you.
Okay, let's take a flip through the old Molodex. Ooh, bingo. That was a weird day.
Sir, would you be my wingman?
We could try it out this weekend at the Faculty Follies after party.
One thing. What if there's a woman we both like?
Well, we'll use the time-honored I saw her first rule.
What if I see her hand at the same time you see her face?
Face beats hand.
And does it?
It's true.
That photo of Homer in the pool table.
Yeah.
I can't get my mind around or wrap my brains in how that can happen.
Yeah, it's like an M.C. Escher painting.
Yeah. I like how you comment like, I don't even know how that happened. I do like that before the clip you played, you were saying that that line that Mo was like, I dabbled in Satanism before they asked me to leave. I don't know, I just really like that line.
Yeah, I am looking at the picture of Homer. It's impressive.
Steve, were you ever a wingman?
Probably not successfully.
Yeah, I think I tried, but I pretty much failed. We sucked at doing that kind of stuff. When we
Yeah, I think that you and I always intended to be one another's wing person. Actually, you were kind of my wingman for one relationship. Like,
oh yeah, I guess so.
That was good.
But we always just like stuck to the little corner of the bar.
That's right.
We were next to a pool table and the slot machines, but that was our area.
That's right.
We waited for the ladies to come to us.
Exactly.
Never
And,
happened.
you know, yeah. I just had to wait until there was a band playing that was so bad that we had to talk to each other because there's nothing else going on. This does harken back to, though, of the time of, what's that guy? The guy with the top hat who had like the show on VH1?
Abraham Lincoln.
That's it. No, like he taught the game or whatever. Like he was the creepy guy who like taught you how to like bang women by like saying that they were ugly or whatever. Like
top hat.
Like Mysterio or not Mysterio.
Spider-Man villain.
No, he has a fishbowl, not a top hat.
Yeah.
God. It was like a Cat in the Hat hat.
Jesse Camp. Was that the guy's name from?
That is a good pull. Cat in the Hat. Fuck.
Cat in the Hat.
He was
Mike
like
Myers.
a ladies man. He wasn't like a ladies man though. He was like God. So I have Cat in the Hat Man, Cupid Penis, and Family Guy Enemy on my Google search so far tonight.
Does your wife ever use that computer?
Dear God, no. The Pickup Artist. That's what it was.
It's so easy.
Yeah. And the guy's name was Mystery.
I don't recall any of this information. So
so around this time when this episode aired, there was a show on VH1 where a guy named Mystery, who looks like a dipshit, would teach men how to hook up with ladies in really gross ways. Like it's like the art of the deal, but with
like manipulate them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not treat them like people.
Yeah.
And so that's what this is a reference to, and it's just gross. Anyway, moving on.
Yay.
We then go to the delightfully named hair salon, Harry Shearers, which is, an obvious joke, but it's fun.
We've had the Harry Shearers joke many times on this show. Yeah.
Yeah, it just always brings a smile to my face.
Yeah.
Where our good old friend Julio describes the details of his Valentine's Day, where he got his mortgage readjusted in exchange for a haircut, and then Julio asks about Marge's holiday.
Glad to see our old friend Julio back.
Yeah.
So Marge tells the stylist of her romantic evening with Homer.
Ooh.
He was pretty romantic because he had the basketball game muted the whole time. So does it mean like Homer's like, oh yeah, you get that in. You get those balls deep. Oh yeah, get that. I don't know.
That's a flagrant foul.
Do the basketball announcer say, he's going balls deep into the court? He's like, what if he's watching the Lakers game? He's like, oh yeah, oh there's Jack Nicholson.
Oh, they're playing the Knicks. Oh, there's Spike Lee.
So anyways, so after the sexy times that she had with Homer, Marge tells Julio that she had found a newly found gray hair. It's been no big deal, but then Julio admits to something to one of his favorite clients.
Marge, it's time I told you the truth. You've been grayer than a Seattle Cinco de Mayo for years now.
Really?
Yes, the dye not only colors your hair, but the fumes wipe the experience from your mind. Jimothy, Aquanetta, it's touch-up time. Gloves and foil, people. Let's go. Crinkle, crinkle. Oh, Janice, I'm so sorry. Can we reschedule? It's a battle of the blue and gray here, and I am Abraham Lincoln, baby.
Oh, that's okay. I only needed a touch-up. My husband and I can use the time to take a long romantic walk.
She doesn't seem so worried about her gray hair.
Oh, her self-confidence doesn't come from a bottle. Now, let's rub this toxic blue goo onto your scalp.
Where's her self-confidence come from, Steve?
From her husband, who's also gray, boning down.
I was assuming that maybe his self-confidence comes from a bottle.
Oh, like a bottle from Pfizer? Yeah.
Or a bottle of Blue Chew. That's right. This week, folks, we're sponsored by Blue Chew. You guys can't get it up or can get it up, but want to keep it up? Use Blue Chew. Go to bluechew.com/annoyedbonerboys or 15% off your first order of Blue Chew. That's right. bluechew.com/annoyedbonerboys for 15% off your first order.
That's right. It says in the copy, use real life testimonial. All right. So several weeks ago, I couldn't get a boner, no matter how much pornography I looked at. Luckily, Blue Chew was there for me when my wife wasn't. And so I was able to masturbate to completion thanks to that little blue pill, which was cheaper than the Viagra that I bought from that school kid that one time. Blue Chew, it's great for your dick.
Masturbate.
All right, Craig. Well, I do have a blunder for you, because this episode contradicts Secrets of a Successful Marriage, where Homer reveals to the class that Marge has had gray hairs since high school, and she regularly dyed it. But maybe they're saying that maybe she didn't understand that she had gray hair, but I don't know why she wouldn't if she didn't know that she was dyeing it. So, yeah.
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
And I was thinking about that too. Like, what if this story takes place before Secrets of a Successful Marriage? But then he said that it wouldn't make sense either. So
yeah.
All right. Anyways, well, Julio dons a mask, as we all should, Steve.
That's right.
Which I think is funny because he's got the full mask on, but yet she doesn't.
Yeah.
As he begins to mix the Marge's trademark hair color. And as the brush nears her head, Marge begins to rethink of the coloring. So she looks outside to see the strong, confident, gray-haired woman hop into a hot air balloon with her equally hot gray husband. And the dye is inches closer to her hair.
And then we cut to the Simpsons home, where Lisa is doing homework, Bart and Maggie are playing cards, and Homer is reading the latest from Dr. Kissingher, From Loser to User. The door opens and we hear Marge announce that she brought home fried chicken and a completely new hairstyle. Marge has gone gray.
I don't care about that, Steve. Let's talk more about that chicken.
Yeah, I know. That's what I care about.
You know, I've ordered KFC a couple times lately, and I've gotten like the bucket of like the extra crispy. Man, that's so good.
Do they do chicken right?
You know, I love Popeyes and I love KFC, so I think there's room for both in my life. I think the sandwiches are better at Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sides might be better at Popeyes.
So I'll admit that it's been a while since I've been to KFC. I mean, I do stand some Popeyes pretty hard, but I don't know. I do have fond memories of going to KFC. So I don't know. I need to revisit them because I think they're both really solid.
Let's if COVID ever ends and we can see each other in person, let's do an Annoyed Grunt Boys food podcast where we do KFC versus Popeyes.
So we should do it in like March, like a March Madness, or maybe like a Munch Madness. Yeah.
But here's the thing, for my sides, because there's always like you get the bucket and then like two sides, or you get the family piece and two sides type of deal that both of them have.
Right.
Now for Popeyes, I'm a big red beans and rice is my favorite of their sides.
Really good.
Right. And KFC, of course, doesn't have that. And then I think it has to be like, we have to compare their mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, because I do really enjoy Popeyes mashed potatoes, and their biscuits to me are the best biscuits in town.
I think I'll agree with you. I think their biscuits are definitely better than KFC's. The mashed potatoes and gravy, I can't tell you, I can't place them in my mouth right now.
Yeah.
That sounds weird, but I really want to. I also like the mac and cheese just because I like crappy mac and cheese.
Yeah.
The green beans are kind of an at Popeyes.
Yeah.
As is like a side of corn at KFC. Like, why would you bother with that?
Yeah.
So I always get like mac and cheese and mashed potatoes from KFC. And then when it's Popeyes, it's red beans and rice and then mashed potatoes.
Occasionally I've gotten chicken tenders from Popeyes with Cajun fries. It's not a bad meal.
Never had.
Yeah, they're crispy, they're crunchy, and the fries are good. They've got a little bit of heat, but not too much. It's nice.
I had the KFC fries a few weeks ago, and they're okay. They remind me more of like your grocery store deli fries.
Sure. Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Enough to talk about that. So her chicken, Steve. Anyway, so besides the fried chicken that she brought home, I'm sidetracking, she has the new hairstyle, like I said, but the family gasps, and Marge is once again says, a completely new hairstyle, and the rest of the Simpsons are still slack-jawed. Realizing their uncomfortable silence, Homer shuts the mouths of Maggie and Lisa with his hands and closes Bart's maw with his foot. And Maggie lends a hand to close Homer's open mouth. I thought that was a really fun little visual scene.
Yeah, it's a really good, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So our second act begins with Marge asking Homer and the kids their thoughts about her new look, which causes Homer to worry. We zoom inside his head to see the Marriage Preservation Committee for an emergency session is in order. We see a boardroom of men in suits working furiously over sheets of paper.
So the head brain executive in a pinstripe suit tells his board that Marge wants an honest answer, but is unsure what to do. And then one of the lackeys suggests a fake stroke. One of the worker reminds him that the last time they faked a stroke, Homer had a real one. So they're running out of time and they need answers, and it has to be great. And then we pan out Homer desperately trying to respond to his wife while the children have their own problems.
So, chicken.
Don't! Well, what do you kids think of the real me? Huh?
I love it. I know I use the word empowering a lot, but this time it really is that.
I just have one question about hair. Where does mine start? Head, hair. Where's the border?
Oh my God, me too!
What are we?
What do you think, homie?
Sweetie, you've always been beautiful, but now you're my silver bell. Let me get the camera we use for precious moments and insurance claims. What has she done? I feel like I'm married to Richard Gere. I can't talk now. I'm talking to myself. No, Homer, go ahead. Thanks, Homer. It'll just be a minute. What's up?
Hey, Wingman, you're supposed to be here like you promised.
Oh, thank you, prior obligation. Mwah!
Couple things in there.
Sure. I feel like this might be one of your favorite moments of the episode, and I'm just guessing. The hair head thing.
It's so good.
I don't know why. I just felt like you'd really appreciate it. I do too.
Just the way Nancy says, "What are we?" as Bart. So good.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of funny that last week we reviewed She of Little Faith, which guest starred Richard Gere, and they name dropped Richard Gere in this episode.
I know. It's crazy.
Even Maggie's freaking out too.
Yeah.
Such a good scene. And Homer trying to figure out what to say. Great scene.
Yeah. I really like that. So the children continue to freak out about their hairlines, with Lisa drawing her own hairline using a permanent marker. And then we cut to one-night stands, where Homer is figuring out how to be the best wingman he can be. His job is to make Mo look good by comparison, like West Virginia does for Virginia. And as Homer points out, the good doctor has just the prescription.
See, I think I decided I want to be a wingman.
You want to be a wingman?
Yeah, a chicken wingman.
Hey, I'm more of a thigh man myself, but it's all good.
Let's be the annoyed cluck boys. Or the annoyed cuck boys.
They would be annoyed. Why is my wife fucking that guy? Doe.
Here's a wing. So Homer and Mo are eyeing a couple of ladies at the bar, but Dr. Kissingher appears on the screen and a heart pop up. Is that a reference to that show you just talked about? Or I thought
think
more
so.
was like the dating. What was that dating show that was on the WB?
Oh, Blind Date.
Blind Date. That's what I thought it was a reference to.
Could be that too.
He explains the move that the wingman Homer is about to execute. It's called jumping on the grenade, where the wingman engages the less attractive friend, isolating the target.
The heart pop-up shrinks away, leaving Homer and Mo to follow through on their gross, sexist, fat-shaming move. I didn't like this. Homer goes up to the woman who appears to be overweight and asks if she noticed that pizzas have gotten really small lately. The woman remarks that they are like dimes, and the two walk away talking about pizza, leaving Mo alone with the more traditionally attractive lady. And then the wingman workshop continues.
Hey, before I play the clip, I agree with you. Like, at this time, it's like they're going to draw the less attractive friend to be a little more overweight.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely fat shaming.
Yeah, it just hit my ears and eyes wrong.
Do you think they were just like, okay, well, let's make her look Homer-esque, and just because, it's a whole like, oh, you're fat, so you must like food.
Yeah.
It's a joke that doesn't play well today, or even shouldn't play well when this episode aired.
Yeah, because this was like 9 years ago. So.
Yeah, so it's I wasn't happy about that either.
Okay.
I also felt bad, like she was into like Homer saying, like, and I feel like Homer is gonna like say, well, okay, never mind, and she's probably got her heart broken, right?
Right. And
what if she wants to meet someone?
I mean, I'm sure she does. She's a valid person too.
Yeah. All right. This episode loses points because of that scene.
I agree.
All right. Well, let's play the clip.
Wow, your friend did something I could never do.
And what's that?
Walk away from you.
Taking down a rival, a.k.a. talk blocking.
Oh, Lenny, ever get that rebar out of your head?
No, they just sewed off the ends and painted over the nubs. Hey, where you going, baby? Oh, no, you don't. Nice talk blocking. Would you be willing to wingman for me?
Well, I don't know. It's a lot of work.
I just ordered this bottomless pitcher of beer and circumferenceless platter of nachos.
Deal.
Need some cooling down hot stuff?
Okay, just imagine she's a Bond girl. Oh, Judy Dench!
Kiss me, 007.
Good show, Mr. Bond.
And that scene offended me.
That's right.
What's wrong with kissing Judy Dench?
There's nothing wrong with it. She's a dame.
That was like one of the great things about the movie Skyfall,
Mm-hmm.
is like she was the Bond girl in that movie.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. I don't know.
I am, you're a much bigger Bond fan than I am, but
We saw that
Skyfall was
movie together, I think.
Yeah, I really like that movie a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I thought that the rebar in Lenny's head was gross, in a fun way.
What's gross in a fun way?
Anal sex. Just sex in general. Homer then sees Bond villains Oddjob, Blofeld, Goldfinger, and Jaws. And Craig, is that correct?
You are correct.
Yes, I did not do any research. I just guessed. I remember Oddjob. I remember Blofeld was not Dr. Evil. The Goldfinger was a big hunch, but he looked kind of like Goldmember. And I knew Jaws.
There you go.
So seeing Austin Powers movies really helped. But at Springfield Elementary, Marge drops off Lisa and Marge, and Lisa unloads her Macaroni Marconi art project, which I really liked.
Me too.
Which blows away in the wind. Marge and Lisa chase after it, causing Milhouse and Nelson to notice Marge's newly all-gray hair.
So Milhouse asks if Marge saw something scary like that vampire in Sesame Street. She really have a warning when that count is going to be on the screen. Do you think Donald Trump saw the count too? That's where he said stop the count?
Yeah, I legitimately think that he's afraid of the vampire. Like, I hate the count.
Yeah. So Bart isn't interested in talking about his mother's hair, but Milhouse just thinks it's weird. He usually thinks that Marge is hot, but doesn't anymore.
Right.
Bart's a little pissed off, so he pushes Milhouse to the ground. And, yeah.
Moody. Just like my mom on her can't dance days.
I thought that was funny. And then Milhouse smacks Bart with his little bunny foo-foo lunchbox, which causes Bart to grab Milhouse and drag him by the backpack to the teeter-totter, which he slams a seesaw on Milhouse's head. Violence is fun.
I'm glad that the violence is still around on The Simpsons.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
We then go to the Springfield the grocery store of Springfield, where Marge, Lisa, and Maggie are shopping. And Lisa wants to check in to see what her cousin Jessica is doing.
I thought that line was so good.
I know. She then checks out a Peephole magazine, which features the headline, Jessica Simpson's Incredible News, and other meaningless articles.
Well, Steve, unfortunately, here at the 138th Simpsons podcast research team, we found out that Jessica Simpson, that's not actually her real last name.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's actually Jessica Ann Johnson.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
How is Jessica Simpson doing these days? How's she doing during COVID?
I don't know. I think that I feel like I heard her name recently, but I don't know. Is she still with Nick Lachey?
I don't think so. Nah, who cares?
Yeah, okay.
Let's continue.
So Marge, catching a reflection for a cold case, confidently says that there's a woman who's got it all under control. Maggie then hands her a jar of Ma Haggerty's old-time Saratoga pickles, and Marge can't help but notice that the spokeswoman of the jar resembles her new look, though Ma Haggerty does have a pickle in one hand and a corncob pipe in the other.
We get Luann Van Houten. She walks by and she tells Marge that her hair is fantastic, and she thanks her for her bravery. Edna Krabappel then comments that she hopes to look half as good as Marge when she gives up. And Bernice Hibbert just says, such audacity. And even Ralph has something to say about Marge's natural hair, stating that his grandma had hair like that when she went to sleep in her forever box. Lisa then consoles her mother as they are at the checkout line.
You can't listen to those women, Mom. Change threatens them. They didn't like it when the Springfield shoppers started printing in color.
Neither did I. I didn't want to know what color the Statue of Liberty was. But you know what? I was wrong. And these ladies are too.
Ma'am, do you have any kind of discount card?
What kind of card?
Well, you know, maybe you belong to the AA...
The AA? No.
Oh, no, I meant the AA...
AAA? No, I'm not in AAA. I don't like their Westways magazine. They'll give 4 diamonds to any place that's got a lid on the toilet.
No, I meant the AAR...
P? Oh... The AARP? Well, that tears it. I don't want this milk, and I'm not going to take it back.
That's okay. We have a young man who does that for you.
Yeah, right here, ma'am. Oh, boy, you put back. I hope it takes me by the freezer section. Stick my head in the pizza case. It's like a ski vacation. I can imagine the pepperonis or Swiss chalets nestled in a big layer of mozzarella snow.
I really like Gil in that scene.
It's so much fun.
So you work in a weird, like, hybrid bar/grocery store thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone ever oh, never mind, I don't want this frozen pizza, will you think of that Gil scene?
I will.
Like, to return it.
Yay! I get to go to the frozen section.
He just makes his job seem so much fun. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Can I have a little nerd moment when you were in Marge in the beginning of the scene? She's like, I didn't want to know what the color of their Statue of Liberty was. Steve, do you know what the color of the Statue of Liberty is?
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this,
Or
because we assume that it's green,
right? And
because,
it is,
right? But it's actually made of copper,
right?
Right, like a penny.
Yep.
But because of age and corrosion and whatever, it has a green paneer, not paneer, that's cheese. Green, whatever. It looks green and it's nice.
A green patina.
That's the word that I wanted, yes.
Yeah, because of the oxidation in the copper. So it's kind of like, I wonder how many movies that, were set during, dedicated in 1886, Yeah, so like how many like movies like take place in like the 1800s and show the Statue of Liberty, green?
Yeah,
when reality was copper?
that's a really good point. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right.
I'm trying to think, like the only movie I can really think of like is like Godfather 2 when little Vito Corleone. That was like the early 19th century. So like when did it start? I don't know. Harsh weathers of the of New Jersey there, because it's in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Liberty Island, New York, but I think it's closer to New Jersey.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyways, there's my dumb like. Let's talk about the Statue of Liberty.
Also, I really like the whole run of AA.
Yeah, that's great.
AAA? No, I would never be. But here's a protractor. Yes, here's a protractor for you travelers. If you're going to a hotel and you don't have AAA, say that you do. You'll get a 10% discount and nobody ever checks. It just always works.
I'll remember that when I go to my Airbnb. Steve, who stays in hotels anymore?
I worked for a hotel for 8 years. I have not stayed in a hotel in like 20. I don't like hotels.
Yeah, you worked at a hotel and stayed in a hotel 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I stay in Airbnbs too.
Oh, fine, braggart.
Anyway, back at Springfield Elementary, Bart is in the principal's office due to his scuffle with Milhouse. Skinner explains that the eyewitnesses who saw the fight said that Bart was berserkoid, totally aggro, and that he punched Milhouse like 50 million times, which we can all agree is an excessive number of times.
Again, I love that whole line reading. It was so good.
Yeah.
Just hearing that from Skinner's voice.
Yeah.
Berserkoid. So Skinner asks Bart what's bothering him, but Bart doesn't want to talk about it. And that's great news for Skinner because he doesn't want to either. God, that's so good.
Yeah.
So he sends Bart to the school psychologist, Dr. J. Lauren Pryor. We haven't seen him in a while.
It's true.
All right, doctor.
Remember, Bart, anything you say here is confidential.
Can we close the door?
Oh, there is no door. State regulations.
Hey, Bart! Still freaking out because your mom aged 30 years in a day?
Don't judge them too harshly. They recently learned they were once 2/3 of conjoined triplets, and the third one is out for revenge. Now, Bart, share your most intimate thoughts with me.
I don't think I want to.
Oh, well, maybe it'd be easier for you to talk to my colleague, Dr. Therabear.
Well...
Hold on, I'm not allowed in the room while you talk to the bear.
All right. I know there's a camera in you somewhere.
They never think to look behind the Jazz Fest poster.
So, Steve, you probably want Dr. Therabear as your t-shirt tattoo. We get it.
I mean, it's pretty good. It might not be my t-shirt, but I do wish that I had Dr. Therabear because I need to work some stuff out.
Yeah, it should
and
be
I
like
think that'd be helpful.
It should be made out of like the Stretch Armstrong material, right?
Exactly.
But you wouldn't hit your bear. That's the thing.
Right. I would just tell him my feelings and give it a big old hug.
Remember those like squeeze things? Did you get like Spencer's?
Oh yeah,
Their
like
eyes
with,
pop and like the yeah. They should make Donald Trump versions of those.
That's actually a really good money making idea. Because love him or hate him, you want to just kind of squeeze them.
He should sell them. He might pay off his debt with that money. Like get those like the blow up punching bags.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. Another thing too, I like the open door policy like that they have. Like that's like a newer thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there you go. Scene was great. What do you got from that scene?
I liked all that. I also like that Sherry O'Terry has like a third twin.
I know. Don't you want to see that episode?
Absolutely. When Carrie O'Terry comes in.
I was gonna say, or Anna Gasteyer.
Lorraine Newman.
Amy Poehler.
Musical guest. The Strokes.
No, Steve, you're just having one.
Yes. I can't feel the left side of my body.
Anyways, back to the show, Steve.
Alrighty.
So we're stopping by a coffee shop, and Marge runs into her sisters. Their names are Patty and Selma. And they see that Marge has committed bluicide. But Marge was hoping her siblings would be more supportive. And the twins go on to explain that they didn't go gray, that their hair is just smoke and ash. And they shake the suit from their locks and reveal that Patty's actually a redhead and Selma's a blonde. Wow. Oh, they look pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
The air and smoke from their bobs goes up in the air, causing a plane to crash.
Like
and then, Patty and Selma then ask what Homer thinks of Marge's gray hair.
So what does your husband, Vidal Baboon, think of the new look? He loves it. He calls me his silver bell. That means he hates it. If he really liked it, he'd just paw at it instead of getting all clever. Why are you always trying to cause trouble with me and Homer? Our marriage is rock solid.
So, do you think Homer's gonna be at Club Zipless tonight? I sure hope so. Oops, dropped my stir.
Dope! Well, Marge, ready to kick Homer to the curb? I can bend him like Beckham. Sorry, but I'm fighting for my man. Give me a double espresso to go.
Ma'am, are you sure that's wise with what I presume is your heart condition?
Oh!
I like the couple of annoyed grunt girls there.
Yeah, they're horny for Homer.
Who isn't?
I am.
Oh.
Yeah. I also like the barista who's like, what I assume is your heart problem.
Yeah. Huh?
That's fun.
Yeah.
So Marge speeds off from the coffee shop with Dolph, Jimbo, and Kearney cheering her on with chants of "Go, Granny, go!" Marge backs up, presumably to run the children over, but the bullies run off, avoiding death for another day.
And so our final act begins, Steve, with Marge frantically driving to Club Zipless. Doing so, she applies some lipstick and mascara, and she uses her legs to steer the car. And she confidently states that the Silver Fox is coming to the hen house. And then she swerves on an embankment and crashes, deploying the airbag.
She's okay, but her makeup is all over her face. The mascara applicator went down her throat, and while doing so, blacked out one of her teeth. As Marge gets out of the car, she is met with brambles, which tear up her sexy little black dress.
Oh my.
She then steps into a mud puddle, causing her feet to curl up like a witch, we'll say.
Mrs. Gulch's theme from The Wizard of Oz plays. It gets stuck in my head all the time. As Marge's resemblance to a witch grows, a lightning flash sets a tree behind a flame. And we see Mr. Teeny, who now has wings, flies by. And Marge walks by an exhaust vent, which blows her hair out of control. And Luigi dumps old fish carcasses out of his restaurant, splashing Marge. And this attracts several black cats. And Marge grabs a discarded broom to shoo them away to no success. And then finally she arrives at the nightclub, but due to her looking like a female warlock, I guess a witch.
Sure.
She has some trouble getting in.
I'm looking for Homer Simpson.
What, did he eat your candy house and push you into the oven?
That's what the valet just asked me.
How you doing? Nice to see you. Life is good? Can't complain. Can't or won't. You just crossed the line, Pally.
Oh, Homer, I've never seen a drunk hold his vomit like you.
Rawr.
I do keep it together.
Who is this? I don't know, but she is.
Uh-oh. Usually when it gets this quiet, Mr. Burns is standing behind me.
Actually, I'm standing in front of you. I decided to hit the local nighteries with my trusted wingman.
I flew the first packet of Royal Mail across the Khyber Pass, dodging the poison-tipped spears of the dreaded Zimzam tribe.
So which of you wants to be the sliced haddock in a geezer sandwich?
There's a lot of beefcake on the grill tonight.
Get your hands off my husband!
I'm going to call it now. Your favorite scene is actually the valet and the bouncer.
I did like dueling sarcastic guys a lot. It was a lot of fun. Hey, Pelly. I also like that, first of all, I really love Burns as a wingman being an actual wingman.
From the Second World War.
Exactly. Also, who wants to be the haddock in a geezer sandwich? So haddock is a fish, which is gross. But that means that, like, they're going to, like, have a threesome. Like, they're going to Eiffel Tower one of those poor women.
It'd be like, I don't know, maybe like Catherine McPhee would be into that.
I don't know what that's a reference to, but good on her.
Wait, didn't she marry like some guy in the 70s?
Oh, yeah, I guess she did, yeah.
I'm going to see if my joke is timely. David Foster. David Foster, who is, he's 71.
Oh, wow.
And Catherine McPhee is 36.
Wow.
So there you go. Can we continue?
Let's go. Homer shrieks, and once again, the head of Dr. Kissingher pops up to say that this situation is called "The Doctor is Out," and then he whoops and disappears. Homer asks Marge what she's doing at the club that is intended for singles and wingmen only. The nearby single ladies ask if that's Homer's wife, and that if he can see her the way that they do.
So Marge lets out an angry growl and uses a candle to light her broom on fire, and she shoos the women away, but Homer is quick to tell his wife that she has nothing to be afraid of, because Homer explains that he's a wingman, a proud tradition that includes Val Kilmer from Top Gun, Wedge Antilles from Star Wars, and him from Now.
Who's Wedge Antilles?
He was the guy in Star Wars that was like, look at the size of that thing. And he was like one of the few people that survives the Death Star. Like Luke, like Wedge is like, oh man, I got hit, but I'm still alive. And then like Luke's like, Wedge, get out of here. You can't do anything good. And then he goes, and then in Empire, he's like in it. And then Return of the Jedi, he's the one who blows up the Death Star with Lando.
Okay, so he was like around during the time of Porkins. The guy's name was Porkins. I know Porkins died, but like the fact that his name was Porkins is so cruel.
Do you realize like that guy that played Porkins was also one of the FBI agents that is in Raiders of the Lost Ark that recruits Indiana Jones to find the Ark? He's also the bad cop in the first Batman, the Tim Burton Batman movie. He was like, I talk like this. And then Eckhart, remember the Joker's like, Eckhart, think about the future. And he shoots him. Yeah, he's been in like so many things. He died a few years ago, but yeah.
Wow. Good on you, Porkins.
Anyways.
Homer goes on to say that he's a great wingman because he has a confidence that comes from knowing that he gets to come home to Marge, which is kind of a sweet side of it.
Yeah.
The couple share a hug, and Homer has probably learned that beauty doesn't come from hair color. Marge then asks her husband what pops into his head when she says, beautiful woman. Homer then imagines
Cat lady from Avatar. I don't know who her name is, but
yeah.
Zoe Saldana.
Sure.
From Avatar.
Smurfette.
Isn't Smurfette like supposed to be a kid?
Well, she's this is dumb and dorky. She's not even a real Smurf.
That's
she
right.
was genetically made by Gargamel
To entice the Smurfs to fuck her.
Right. Although I have to wonder, if there are no female Smurfs, why are they attracted to her? Because I don't know how they breed.
They're from like the mycelial networks, either mushroom people.
Right. So I mean, I assume that they fuck one another.
Yeah.
For pleasure, maybe not for reproduction. They probably just have spores or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The mushroom people are welcome here in the land of Mushroom Kingdom, Oregon, where you can eat your mushrooms.
Yep. You can even get it prescribed to you if you have depression.
Yeah. I'm depressed about this podcast.
I'm a mushroom.
Steve, should we do an episode where we're on mushrooms?
That sounds like the best or worst idea.
We might have to do this in person after COVID and not over Zoom, because if we do it on Zoom, it might be a little too off the rails. I don't know.
Yeah, we should do it in the woods.
Yeah, right. And eat the mushrooms that are in the woods.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Homer's still thinking about blue-haired women, and he thinks of a troll doll with blue hair.
And Marge with blue hair as well. And probably...
What?
Homer probably wants to also throw fuck Ben Schwartz, because he does all those blue voices like Huey, Louie, or Dewey, Sonic, Leonardo.
Well, Homer sure does have a type, but back at home, Marge's hair is back to its usual blue, and Lisa is quick to commend her mother.
Mom, your choice to go back to blue is so empowering.
But you said going from blue to gray was empowering.
Well, as a feminist, virtually anything a woman does is empowering.
Is my job creating power empowering?
No, it's oddly dehumanizing.
Hey, Dad, did you color your hair too?
Only my hairdresser knows for sure.
Oh, hello, young man. Where's your father?
He's dying in a retirement home. Now kiss me.
I really enjoyed the few scenes Lisa was in, the empowering line. I thought that was great. Like just going back, I'm like, well, whatever you do is empowering. And Homer has a little blue streak now.
Yeah, like Martin Lawrence or Tim Robbins. No, wait, no, that's a different movie. Like Nick Nolte or Shaquille O'Neal. A real blue streak. No, wait, no, it's Blue Chips. Fuck,
Blue
it doesn't
streak
matter.
is Martin Lawrence and Luke Wilson.
That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
All right.
The couple, now both with a little bit of blue hair, as we mentioned, kiss and are framed by a heart. Maggie as Cupid flies by and is joined by Cupid Gerald, the baby with one eyebrow. He tries to, poke Maggie with his arrows, but Maggie tosses a bow from Gerald's hand and kisses him passionately. The babies share a sweet moment, and that's our episode.
So that means, was this the first instance then? No, probably not. Because there's inklings where Gerald and Maggie will be together in the future.
Yeah.
I thought that was cute. All right. Let's do our usual thing. Take a break, come back, and wrap it up.
Sounds good.
Especially since this is a Valentine's Day episode. Always wrap it up.
That's right. Because if Homer and Marge had wrapped it up, they wouldn't have the kids, and they'd probably be happier.
That's Steve's views.
It is.
Okay, well, let's take a break.
All righty, we'll be right back. And we are back. Craig, let's finish our discussion of the blue and the gray. We'll talk about our favorite visual things that we saw, our favorite jokes, our MBJ.
Wait, when you say visual things that we saw, like when I'm watching the episode, I saw a squirrel and a bird fight outside my house. Does that count?
I mean, that is pretty entertaining, and I do like that. But I think that we should probably keep it to the confines of the things that we saw on the show The Simpsons from this episode, just to keep things nice and clean.
Okay, cool.
Because once I saw her, I'm limp, but that's not the and then we'll review our episode and find out what we're watching next week.
You say that like we might not have a show next week.
You never know. The world could end at any point. Fingers crossed.
Anchor might cancel us.
Yeah. Like, you're just bad.
Go to a different platform, guys. I'm sure Podbean will accept you. Throwing shade at some Podbean.
Oh, take that.
Hey, aren't we on Podbean?
We are, yeah.
Oh, we love you, Podbean.
You're the best. I'd flick your bean anytime. Anyway,
hey,
Craig.
All right.
Visual gags. What'd you like?
Gags. Oh, is this what we want to put on a T-shirt or tattoo?
Yeah, exactly.
I do like female Lenny and Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Almost want maybe a fun tattoo. How about Selma and Patty with their red and blonde hair? That could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
How about Hagrid witch Marge?
That's also very good, yeah.
How about Marge?
She is a prominent character in this episode. You're right.
Interesting. All right. Well, there's some dog lady or dog man and cat lady.
Yeah.
Hitler and Ava Gabor.
Ava Gabor. Because it's what I want to be. That should be the sitcom where Hitler goes and he like lives in the Louisiana or wherever that should have place. He's like, I'm just a Nazi, but nobody knows. It's like Green Acres and Hogan's Heroes combined.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a T-shirt with Ma Haggerly's old-time Saratoga pickles.
Ooh, that's fun.
I don't know. That's a fun image. I think this episode, like, I had fun with a lot of the scenes, but I don't know if there's anything really that like stands out for a tattoo or shirt. But maybe you have a different opinion.
I mean, I think that the expected one for me is the Therabear,
right?
Which I did like quite a bit. I also really enjoyed the violence between Bart and Milhouse. I felt that dealt with like a lot of emotional issues. But I gotta go with Lady Mo hanging herself. That's the T-shirt that I want.
I sort of predicted that it was either the Lady Mo or the bear.
Yep, I've got a brand.
Well, like I said, I felt like this show had more funny scenes. We talking about quotes, and I think I have to say my favorite little quote is Bart saying, "What are we?" So that scene with them like not understanding their hairline.
Yeah,
one of my favorites. I think another great visual scene, or just scene in general, was you said earlier, Bart and Milhouse fighting. The whole scene with the AARP in the checkout stand.
Oh yeah, it's really funny.
Even the mention that Sherry Terry has their triplets. The reveal of Patty and Selma. The Marge transformation from like sexy silver fox to all of a sudden like wicked witch. And of course the scene with the bouncer and valet is the
oh yeah,
that guy. Man, the Mr. Burns and the Wingman. This episode had a lot of great set pieces or like visual gags. So, but I still have to go with, and you even predicted it in the episode, just the kids and their hairline. That's my favorite scene.
That's really good. I think my favorite scene is going to be at the grocery store. The combination of the AAA, AARP joke, followed by Gil putting away the milk. I just like that whole scene is a lot of fun. And, usually I try to keep our clips to about a minute or less. That one was about 1:15 just because, and I kept on having to go back, and because like there was a fun Ralph quote and then like all the women like talking about Marge, and I thought like that whole scene in the grocery store was a lot of fun. So that's my favorite scene of the episode.
With Ralph saying that you look the way Grandma did in that Forever box.
Yeah.
And Gil was so giddy. I was so happy for Gil for some reason. That, like, it's the only time like nothing actually bad happened to Gil. He was actually enjoying his job.
Yeah. And just the simple pleasure that he got from, thinking that he was on a ski vacation because he got to walk past the freezer case. It's just...
Was this supposed to be like a job shaming joke that Gil works? I didn't read that at all. I just felt like so much happiness for Gil.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this pandemic has taught us that, jobs, all jobs are valid.
All jobs matter, Steve.
Exactly. And, I realize that I do work in a grocery type store, but, these are the people that provide food for your family every day.
Right.
And so, to take pride in your job and to enjoy it, I think that's kind of a beautiful thing. So good on you, Gil.
You know what? For the first time ever on the podcast, I think Steve and I will agree. Gil, you get the most valuable player, not jokester, player. You're the MVP of this show.
That's right, Gil. You do you. Good for you.
Oh, geez, I got it. I did it. I'm the best.
Hey, Gil, don't get too excited.
Oh, no, I just dropped it and broke it. Don't forget the scene too with I really loved Skinner in this episode.
Oh yeah,
with Bart like just being like not giving a shit.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, this is someone else's problem. Here we go. All right. Well, we've talked enough about the things we like. Do we actually like this episode, Steve? Do we?
So. Here's my review. There were a lot of laughs, and I don't want to be like that guy, but the two subplots, Homer being a wingman to get Moe laid, and Homer dealing with the fact that his wife has gray hair, kind of smack of sexism a little bit. Like, it would be interesting to see how this episode would have been written had it been written by a woman. Not to like dismiss Rob Lizebnik, we like him, he's good, and it's not like he did anything wrong, but it's just like the fat shaming joke and just the fact that Marge's like value was based on the way that her hair looked, I think has some inherent problems. So for me, that takes it down a couple of notches. That being said, I think that the jokes were fun, and like the first third of the episode was really enjoyable, and even the bottom third of it was too. I just think the themes were a little not problematic, just a little weird. I like we talked about, I liked a lot of the jokes. So I'm going to say that, the average person goes gray at about 38 years old. And so out of 38, I'm going to give this a 29.
And that's when I start going gray.
I know. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Like it's weird because is Homer part of the A story and the B story? Because Bart has his own story too.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bart's story of like his inner demons, like his problems, like wasn't really resolved, was it?
Not at all, really. I mean, it was just mostly used for humor because...
Yeah. What was he angry about? He
was upset because his mom aged 30 years in a day, supposedly. But, like, who cares?
Like, as a kid, I wouldn't like, oh, no, my mom's not sexy anymore.
Right. Like, I always had old parents, so...
Right.
It was just like, yeah, parents are 60 years old. It's normal.
And I think it's funny, like, we talk about certain set pieces of this episode. Like, there's some good scenes, but as a whole, I think you're right. Like, the inherent, like, sexism of just because a woman has gray hair, like, that's life. You age.
Yeah.
And, I think that whole You know, it's kind of funny. It's like the older you get and the older your partner, if you have one, gets, like, you still find them, you know, attractive and sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a healthy thing too.
Yeah.
Like, you think about it, you're like, you know, the two gray-haired couple in the beginning of the episode, you know, they still like each other. I like that.
Yeah. No, it's sweet.
Yeah. Although I gotta say, not because of ageism or anything like that, but like it is weird seeing Marge without blue hair.
Yeah, it is.
You know, she wore her hair down with the gray. I
Oh,
think it's
yeah.
actually pretty good.
I think it would work well.
Mo has gray hair. But you're right, the fat shaming joke. I almost thought, before that scene happened, I almost thought they were going to do a switcheroo and Homer was going to talk to the thin blonde lady. Could you imagine if they did that instead?
That would have been, yeah.
And then, like, it should have been like what they should have done with the fat shaming joke with the heftier woman that Homer talks to instead of Mo. Like, Homer should have said to Mo, like, which one do you like over there? And then Mo should have, like, mumbled, like, you know, like, you don't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, Homer goes to the blonde one, and then Mo's maybe attracted to the other one. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is a potential for that. Yeah.
Because it is, like, that's such a bad, the fat shaming joke is bad. And this is, it's not
that
good.
joke is, like, to me, like, the worst part of the episode. Like, whatever other sexism about the hair color thing, that's one thing because we all deal with our own aging.
Yeah.
But, like, that joke just really took me out of the episode.
You know, here's the thing. I think I would watch it again because of those, like, 5 or 6 just scenes, especially the kids about their hairline. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I've beat around the bush enough. My gray bush, that is. You know, when she's in the checkout line and the cashier's like, are you a member of AARP? Steve, the AARP was formed in 1958.
Mm-hmm.
That was 62 years ago. So I'll say out of 62. I'll give this episode 37.
Alrighty.
Steve, was that in great form? I think that's a 59%. So it's a F plus.
Yeah.
Maybe a D minus.
It's like a low D.
Just like when I get out of the sauna. A low D. I don't have a sauna.
You'd be weird if you did.
You know, it's funny. I enjoyed this episode, but I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. It's a weird episode, I think.
Do you recommend people listening to watch this episode?
That I do. I think it's worth examining, and I don't know, like, maybe watch it and see how you feel about it, because I think it's an interesting talking point.
Yeah. I think it's because we're a couple of woke libtards. I'm quoting ourselves. But it was that fat joke. It was not good.
Yeah.
This was 2011,
and I know that,
guys.
Yeah, like, it's hard to say that it was of the time because it shouldn't have been.
No. All right. Well, watch it. Don't watch it. Just if you do watch it, make sure your wingman's with you.
That's right.
I'm sorry, wing person. Hello.
Yep. I'm a wing person, and I'll fly with you anytime.
All right. Well, let's fly to our next episode. Let's find out what we're watching next week, Steve.
Alrighty. And to do that, we're going to need that good old wheel of random. Let's spin it to see what season we're in.
Ba-doop.
Woohoo!
All right, we have season 25.
Season 25. Alrighty, and let's spin it to see what episode we're in. Ba-doop. Woohoo!
We have episode 20.
Season 25, episode 20. Why, that's an episode entitled Brick Like Me.
Homer must figure out what to do when he wakes up in a world where everything and everyone is made out of Lego bricks. What? Like, was this allowed by Lego, or is it what's the fake knockoff Lego?
Like a Duplo?
Creo? No, Dupo's owned by Lego.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Mega Blocks?
Like a Mega Blocks, yeah. That's
So this episode originally aired May 4th, Star Wars Day, Steve. May the 4th be with you. 2014. Do you remember this episode?
I'll say that I remember the buzz around it, but I don't know that I ever watched it. How about you?
I watched it and kind of don't remember the episode.
Well, that's fun. We can explore it together.
When did a Lego movie come out? That was I think that came out around the same time. Yeah, it came out in 2014. So the Lego movie craze is hitting the small screen, I guess.
Yeah, the Lego movie was a lot of fun.
Very fun. All right, well, I'm kind of looking forward to this episode. I think it'll be a little departure from regular Simpson animation.
That's right.
See, should we do Lego podcast next week where we brick ourselves?
Yes, we should. Whatever that means.
All right, we'll watch that episode next week, and until then, check out our TeePublic store, which of course is teepublic.com/user/annoyedgruntboys, and you can always contact us on the social media platforms of Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at 138Simpsons.
And you can always email us at 138simpsons@gmail.com. And if you'd like to, you can go to your favorite podcatching app and rate and review us. Leave us 5 stars in the equivalent and write a review, but it doesn't have to be a real review. You can just send a picture of your first gray hair. It doesn't even have to be on your head. It can be anywhere on your body. Just send us those pics.
Are you advocating for pube pics?
If that's what they want to do, I'll allow it.
All right, well, for this week, I have been half an annoyed grunt boy, Craig.
And I've been your other half annoyed grunt boy, Steve.
And remember, keep watching the skis.
And your love life is like Sister Act 3. No whoopee.
Pepperonis or Swiss chalets nestled in a big layer of mozzarella snow.